Hello, good afternoon. You're with Midday Live. My name is Wendy Laya. Headlines for this afternoon. President Mahama challenges his peers to relive the selflessness and exemplary courage of the African liberationist leaders to usher in the bright new future envisioned for the continent. More news and business. Engineers of the Tema Regional Electricity Company of Ghana start changing all 33 kV to 120 MV overhead transmission lines in the metropolis and environs. We move to the international front, and French-led troops in Mali take control of the airport in the key northern city of Timbuktu. Alright, so do stay with me for the details of these stories and many more lined up for this afternoon. But remember, you can always get interactive with regard to the stories you've seen on Facebook and Twitter as News on TV3 or short code 1734. Details shortly. I start with the stories now, and the Accra Area Blood Center is still operating under minimum stock level. The center has only 127 units of blood by Friday as of January 25 instead of the required daily stock level of between 600 to 700 units. Meanwhile, the center has instituted a monthly blood donation campaign in Accra, which is at the Accra Mall, with the hope of reversing the trend.
Blood transfusion has become an integral and critical part of healthcare delivery. Blood is not a product that can be manufactured fully outside the human body, hence the need for donation exercises to help others in need of it. Unfortunately, the voluntary blood collection campaign seems not to have gone down well with the public, posing a regular challenge to the managers. The new initiative is to bring voluntary blood donation to the doorstep of the people. In partnership with the Accra Mall and Life Healthcare Clinic, mobile blood donation services will be available at Gate 1 of the Accra Mall the last Saturday of every month. The maiden edition attracted quite a number of participants from the public. Head of the Accra Area Blood Center, Dr. Paul Mensah, spoke about the current blood situation.
As of yesterday, we had 127 units in stock. And if you think about it, that we give out about 100 units of blood every day to various hospitals, which is about 50 hospitals in the Accra area, then you know that that is not a very good stock level. Ideally, we should be operating at about 600 to 700 blood units as stock. So where we are now, we are operating at minimal stock levels, but we are hoping that with this initiative we can increase our stock levels and make things better for everybody else.
He appealed for public support.
It is a collective responsibility for people to come and donate. In emergencies, it may be too late to now go and look for relatives and friends to come and donate for you. So voluntary donation is something that everybody must take up, and it can be done every 4 months at no health risk to you, the donor. In fact, there are several advantages that you can get from being a voluntary health donor, because every time you present yourself as a blood donor, you go through medical screening. So I wish to appeal and to encourage Ghanaians, male or female, to become voluntary blood donors.
In some more news this afternoon, the Lepers Aid Committee of Ghana, in collaboration with the District Assembly Commons Fund, has observed the World's Lepers Day at Nkanchina in the northern region.
Leprosy is a chronic disease which affects the nerves and the skin. If not treated, sufferers can become blind, lose the sensations in their hands and feet, and become prone to a disability through the threat of injury. The ceremony is held every last Sunday in January, annually, and linked to Mahatma Gandhi, who was greatly concerned by the plight of those with leprosy. This year marked the 60th awareness ceremony since its inception across the world. Reverend Father Andrew Campbell presented to lepers in the Nkanchina community assorted items such as detergents, toiletries, clothes, student mattresses, cooking utensils, 30 bags of rice, and 15 gallons of cooking oil and drinks. The District Common Fund presented 15 Ghana cedis each to 95 lepers and promised the lepers the community will benefit from the amount every week from the District Common Fund. Reverend Father Andrew Campbell of the Lepers Committee expressed delight for the outcome of the ceremony and appealed to other institutions to complement their efforts. Community members were engaged in a dialogue by many donors and personalities to encourage them to feel special despite their current plight.
So joining me this afternoon in the studio to look at the lepers in the country is Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, and he's the chairman of the Lepers Aid Committee. Good afternoon, Father. Thanks for your time. It's been a while. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much.
Now, when it comes to lepers in general, their acceptability in society is still an issue. How big is this issue in this day and age?
This is our biggest problem in Ghana, is the stigmatization, that people still stigmatize them and don't consider them like anybody else. And this is the aim of Lepers Aid Committee, is that through publicity and through various activities to let the lepers be known as just ordinary people. We bring them to Christ the King Church, we bring them to church, they come to service, they mix around with the people so people see them. And recently one of the lepers, Mr. John from Waja, he's an artist, and he had an art exhibition at Christ the King Church to let people know, you know, they're ordinary people, let's take care of them, look after them. And we've been asking for an increase of increment, and I'm very grateful to the Common Fund. They've been very generous to us, and that's why when we went to Nkanchina last Saturday, we went there for World Leprosy Day, we brought with us, you know, the gift from the Common Fund. The Common Fund have promised for the next 6 months 15 cedis per week per person, not only in Nkanchina or in Waja, but in all the various settlements in Ghana. And that's a lot of money. Is
that enough?
Well, I mean, it's 2 cedis per day for the time being, which is a big increase from 80 pesos. 80 pesos the Leap Fund were giving, and they were only giving it for Waja and for Ho. But now the Common Fund is going to give it to Waja, Ho, Nkanchina, Cape Coast, and also the 400 over in the west of Ghana. But 400 there, they come and go, they're not together in any community, they come to various places, and we'll be able to help all of them. And I'm very, very grateful to the District Common Fund that they're giving us this amount. And they also gave us 90 mattresses for the inmates last week. And also we brought to Nkanchina, we brought 30 bags of rice from the President and 15 gallons of oil. All of that we brought last Saturday and presented it to the lepers in Nkanchina. So we're very grateful.
And this assistance really has been possible because of the publicity that has been given to the Lepers Aid Committee and the Leprosarium we have here in this country. But if I should ask you, Reverend Father Campbell, yes, help has been given, but there's still a lot more to be done. You with these lepers, and you see what they go through every day, and you know what they really need because you're with them. If I should ask you, yes, 15 cedis is okay, but how much do you really need?
How much does a person need to live on? You take maybe 4 or 5 cedis at least for the... But as I say, this is a start. We started from very little, then we went to 80 pesos, now we've gone to 2 cedis. You know, we'll still hope and pray that more will come later. But for what we have at the moment, I'm grateful. And something has been achieved. And we sent up a container of clothing and food last week from Christ the King Church. During Christmas, the people came and donated, and they were very generous. I'm so grateful to the parishioners of Christ the King and other friends who've come. So more people are aware and they want to help. They all want to help and see what can be done. So we started something, and we want to continue on from there to let the people realize these lepers, they're part of us. The Ghanaians, they're part of us. We cannot neglect them. We must give them that dignity and the support which they need. Now the Common Fund wants to help us with it, to build some houses for them in Nkanchina. So we hope and pray we'll be able to assist them there, because those in Nkanchina, they're living in mud huts. And when it rains, you know what it's like, and they cannot build as well as others. So we want to do that for them too.
Okay. Now let's go back to what we were talking about early on with regards to acceptability and the society as a whole. Now we still have cured lepers living in the leprosarium because they don't want to go back home, with a stigma associated to it. Yes, there has been some publicity, but how best can we even send them home to allow others be in the leprosarium, or allow other lepers join those who are in the leprosarium, to enable those who are cured go back home? What is the best way?
Education. And TV3 have helped us a lot in the past years. When people see me shaking hands with a leper, when they see me hugging them, they're shocked. But I've been shaking hands with the leper since 1976. And look at me, I'm fine. And that's what we have to get across to the people in Ghana. We got across to them that the lepers, these people are cured. They are cured. It's not contagious. So it's education. Too many people lack that knowledge, a proper knowledge, to be able to help them. So they're scared. They're scared. I've seen people come out to wager. Big people, educated people. And they come to give gifts. So I tell them, follow me and shake hands with them. They say, hey. They sort of hold back and say, yes, but we'll sit down. Next time we come, we'll shake hands with them. I said, no, you do it now. Follow me, I said. These are big people and educated people. I remember one time I brought a young girl out to wager. And when she went home, her mother was teaching in a university in Ghana. And as soon as she came home, the mother said to her, where were you? I went with Father Campbell to the leprosarium. She says, make sure you wash yourself in Dettol tonight. You know, it was such ignorance. And this is what the Lepers Aid Committee is trying to overcome, to let people know that they are ordinary people, that the disease, they're no longer active, and that they need assistance from us. They need just that love and that help from us. And this is what exactly we did on Saturday. We brought hope, we brought love to those in Nkanchina. Okay, now,
Reverend, before I let you go, this is the 60th World Leprosy Day that had been celebrated, and was on a theme, living is helping others to live. Now, the day has been celebrated in Ghana, but does it end there? No. Are there any activities? What is the Lepers Aid Committee planning for the lepers?
We're still going to do advocacy. We have to. We have to do that. It's to bring the people to the community, to let the people be aware of the existence of those at Wager, to get more people to come and visit the various settlements in Ho, in Nkanchina, and in Wager. Let people come and mix around with them, and to say that these people are normal people. This is what we have to, this is what we're trying to do, and we'll get more and more people involved on this, so to see them in every way. And the quotation you just gave there is from Raoul Fulro. He was the one who established World Leprosy Day 60 years ago, and he was saying living is helping others to live, and that's what we want to do, is to help others to live. And the motto of the Lepers Aid Committee is doing something beautiful for God. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing something beautiful for God. We're bringing these people hope and bringing them love. That's our whole life.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Reverend Father Andrew Campbell. He is the chairman of the Lepers Aid Committee, and as a station we will also promise and support you as we've always done, and we hope that others will also follow suit and also help and assist the Lepers Aid Committee. Now we move on to some other stories. You're still watching Midday Live. President John Dramani Mahama has challenged his peers to relive the selflessness and exemplary courage of the African liberationist leaders to usher in the bright new future vision for the continent. He noted this direction should inspire a new sense of optimism and unity to rid the continent's people of poverty, disease and illiteracy as Africa marks the golden jubilee of the continental group. Nkojo Hayford brings us highlights of the full statement delivered at the 20th African Union Heads of States and Government Summit in Ethiopia.
Was the only head of state to speak at the opening of the 20th ordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union in Addis Ababa. President Mahama opened his statement by congratulating the new AU Commission chairperson on her appointment. The president also appreciated the solidarity of the African people and the international community extended Ghana during the successful December elections and the subsequent inauguration of Vice President Emisa Arthur and himself. He acknowledged the growing appetite for constitutional democracy on the continent, expressing grave worry over the Mali crisis, to which he pledged Ghana's full support for the ongoing international intervention.
It is for these reasons that Ghana has watched with grave concern the deadly threat posed to the peace and progress of our sub-region by the events unfolding in the northern parts of Mali. We fully support the ongoing international intervention in Mali and trust that it will lead to a speedy resolution of the crisis and the full restoration of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of this much treasured sister African country.
Touching on the May 2013 Golden Jubilee celebration of the formation of the continental grouping, the OAU, now AU, President Mahama called for a renewed direction by current leaders, inspired by the selfless and exemplary courage of the founding fathers to address the challenges of the teeming population.
We cannot remain entrapped in the grim episodes of our past, nor must we allow our future to be overshadowed by the dire situations that continue to exist in places such as Somalia, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and lately Mali, among others. We can recapture as a people the same spirit of selflessness and patriotism that brought us out of colonial domination. I have no doubts in my mind that the dreams that inspired the heroic pioneers of our independence and development will surely materialize in our generation, in our lifetime.
He added, Africa is making progress, characterized by significant economic growth and democratic governance, and entreated optimism in building on Africa's successes rather than brooding on its failings. President Mahama, in his maiden AU address since his January 7 inauguration, reiterated his call on the African Union to support the candidature of his compatriot Alan Kyerematen for the World Trade Organization Director General job.
Well, news just in, there's a fire outbreak at Ahinsan Industrial Cluster in Kumasi, and I do have Evans in Kuma, Trans-Regional Correspondent on the phone line to tell us more about that very fire outbreak. Good afternoon, Evans.
Good afternoon, Wendy.
Well, what time did the fire start?
Wendy, I'm told the fire started around 10 a.m. this morning, and let me just give you a clear picture of where I'm standing now. I'm standing about 15 meters away from the Defense Kumasi Shoe Factory and this sited sawmill. And Wendy, what I'm seeing is very, very pathetic. Cause of sorts have been lowered by this raid. But I just don't want to talk long. I have the assemblyman for the area. He witnessed the whole incident, so he's joining us, Mr.
But before he joins you, Evans, are there fire personnel at the site as you speak with me now?
When you come again?
Are there fire personnel at the site as you speak to me now?
No, there's no fire tender. That is quite surprising. I'm told that several calls have been made to the office, but they are yet to get any response now. And the way the fire is spreading.
So what is being done about the situation now?
When you come again?
What is being done about the situation now?
the victims are trying to control the situation at the moment. I can see they are trying to move some of the very baboons. Baboons, I think, is the major product they sell here. So they are trying to evacuate them from the far side. But the fire is still spreading to other areas, and I can see they are making frantic efforts to control the situation. But Wendy, let me ask, because we just arrived this area. So let me ask the assemblyman for the area, because he has been here for a longer time, and I think he's going to tell us what if they've been able to make any attempt and if they've gotten any results. Good afternoon. You are live on TV3. We want to ask you. We understand the fire started around 10 a.m. What efforts have you made to bring this very situation under control?
Thank you, TV3. The whole thing started around early 10 o'clock, and immediately they called me that this is what is going on around the wood processing area, which is popularly called Angola, very close to the youth quarters, formerly where we have abattoir and other industrial areas. So what happened was that we called the fire service. I personally called them more than 5 times. They respond. They told me that they don't have any of their fire tender around because there are more than 3 or 5 cases around Kumasi. So all the cars has been gone to the other places. So I told them that I sent one of my committee members to go there with the motorbike. So the guy was called your coach. He went there directly, sat with them, and discussed with them that how the fire, and I'll communicate to them how the fire is so dangerous. So they have to try and get one of the fire tenders. Fortunately, they sent a 2 fire tenders here. When the cars arrive here, they have only 3 waters. Around 10 minutes, I can tell around 10 or 15 minutes, there's a shortage of water. So they have to go back for water. And up to now, I'm talking about the 10 minutes, they have not come back.
Right. So Wendy, I think you heard it very well. So that you heard it very well. So that is the situation here. There's no tender here, but if I continue to spread to other areas, and then it's a hope that it doesn't cause any further disaster, because what I'm seeing here is very, very terrible, and the victims are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that they bring situation under control. But since they are technically bankrupt when it comes to firefighting, you could say that they are doing what they are doing is typical layman work, but they are also trying their best. So the fire tender should come and then help situation here, Wendy.
All right, well, thank you very much, Evan Sinkum. We will get back to you to really tell us if the fire tenders have been sent there to curtail it from spreading to other areas. You're still watching Midday Live, and it's certainly not a life for everyone, but Babu Asamin, a fisherman, has to commit to a life. He has chosen to earn a living from sea. Daniel Latte interacted with him and has a story.
The ways on the sea are not new to him. Inheriting the profession from his father, Obuba has continued the family business for over 19 years. He lives in Anyamam, a fishing village on the coast of Sege in the Adan West municipality. 33-year-old Obuba is a father to 11 children and a wife, and fishing is all he has ever done to cater for his family. His strength lies in the numerous neighbors who chant songs to row back his canoe to shore. After 9 hours of hard work, his catch leaves him with an emotional anguish. But he is not alone in this. Families who await him to sort out the fish also express disappointment. He provides employment for the women in the village who return with empty pans when catch is unfavorable. Despite Obuba's role in the local economy, he has never attended a workshop on fishing. He believes his old outboard motor is a possible cause of the low catch. At home, Obuaba narrates the woes of the day's event to his wife, Rebecca Dubeda, and the extended family. Although 4 of his 11 children are schooling, 7 have dropped out, and this is a worry to his wife.
First, be a man square. There will be no go be what they call one new one when I ne school akba. Say pure no evienge angeya.
He lives in this single room with his family. There is no electricity, and this has resulted in parking aside the television. But for him, life is a survival of the fittest, and the troubles of this world must not pull him down. His life may be an example of what possibly may be happening in many homes around him and beyond, but it is clear, with a little education, he could have managed better than now and brought more relief to his family and the community at large.
Now, societal attitude towards persons with disability is enough to send them into dejection, but not 18-year-old Raphael Nkrumah, a JHS2 student of the Fanko DA Junior School, who is determined to get educated no matter the odds. Amakujo has this report.
A 10-year-old Raphael Nkrumah was born physically challenged. Raphael, a JHS2 student of the Ofankor DA Junior High School in the Wutu Senya municipality, believes education is his ticket out of poverty. Since enrolling some 2 years ago, teachers say he has never been late or absent despite commuting 1.5 kilometers each school day. His schoolmates and teachers have been supportive.
He's an average student. He mingles very well with the children. Even assembly, we don't want him to come. We wish that he stays. But I said no. The teachers have just told he should come. When we come to assembly, he'll be here. When we are going to worship, he'll be here. Everywhere where they are playing football, you see him among them.
Home is a yet-to-be stock store, but not for long, as his mother says the owner is ready to take over. While Raphael believes acquiring education is the way to success, he needs support to realize his dream of becoming a pastor.
I'm appealing to them to help me. I need computer books from the core subject, because the core subject is difficult. You cannot just wake up and just pass just like that. I need a wheelchair too, which will make my coming to school, going home easy.
You can make a difference in Raphael's life by placing a call to the TV3 newsroom.
Right, so do send in your call quickly so you can quickly assist Raphael, who needs your help, and he also needs a wheelchair to help him get to school quickly.